yeah, these players were in even from the first season, I'm pretty sure, and they've just consistently been good. The roster is constantly working together. They're constantly, entering together, and I'm assuming that they scrim out the nines half the time. So again, you've got this, and this is another thing that slightly concerns me, I guess, for the side of AKUNAMATATA. Not only are you going against, arguably one of the best teams in the tournament, you're going against a team who've been together for so long and worked together for so long, whilst you've just had a roster change yourself. So sometimes yes, it can benefit teams to change their roster, but also it depends on how much work, how much scrim time you've put into it. To actually be in a place where you're like, yeah, let's go and like win, basically. So yes. we will see.
All right, so we get ready for the first push in on the pistol round. Of course, we'll get a chance to talk in a minute about a little bit about what agents have been brought to the field. But it's looking like the A site's actually going to be left pretty much open here by Project X. There's a lot of tripwires and stuff being put on there, but it does allow for AKUNAMATATA to make the first move.
I love the fact that they fully rush. It's kind of like I said, if you can... There we go, spike planted. That's what I said. Like, if you can go and you focus objective so much like that, you force the time into your favor. The defender, the timer becomes the sixth attacker, rather. So that's really a brilliant start for AKUNAMATATA.
Yeah, so not showing any intimidation, facing down on one of champions. It's an even trade, but AKUNAMATATA managing to keep themselves up alive with fighting it down in hell. Smurfette fires in, and wow, okay. I don't think anyone would have predicted that AKUNAMATATA would take the first round of the tournament.
They wouldn't, but this is... Oh, okay, I'm getting excited now. Oh my goodness. Okay, yes, let's go. This is exactly what I said. The best way for David to beat Goliath, just rush site as a stack, plant, force for time to be the sixth attacker, hold angles. That's exactly what they did. They took down Cinnamon, of all people, as the opening pick as well. Took down Cinnamon, which, taking, one of the strongest players off that roster immediately off the board. I cannot emphasize enough how good an opening round that was for AKUNAMATATA.
Alright, so it's now going to have to be followed up on. You can see that Project X is being more careful this time to get a spread across, but Cinnamon drops straight away heading into the round. AKUNAMATATA, I mean, it's so hard not to follow on the name with the song, but perhaps we get to do so at the end.
Perhaps we will do a little sing-song for everyone.
Something to look forward to.
I don't actually know the lyrics to AKUNAMATATA, I don't think.
Oh, no.
I only know that one line, I'll have to Google it. Ooh!
Well, we'll learn it, I suppose, through their players. AKUNAMATATA, they managed to put Project X onto the back foot here. We can see as well that Smurfette has taken a little bit of damage on the jet, so AKUNAMATATA needs to be careful here, or they're going to get, I think, pressed off of the point. See, Projects, they're not quite sure where the attack's coming through, split across A and D.
Yeah, it's a lot more patient this time, I'd say. And again, there we go, flurry of kills coming through. Smurfette's managing to get the pick onto Kiravo as a little bit of retaliation, but there we are. The spike is planted, and it's a 1vx situation, all to go for. There we go, gets one. Can she get the other three?
Yeah, Smurfette not looking at all intimidated, but it's still a very strong round from AKUNAMATATA here. They can keep three members standing up and keep working themselves forward. Smurfette gets kill number 3. You don't mess with her. Going to be charging onto the point, hunting for more members of AKUNAMATATA. But aim is there to make sure there's no miracle.
Yes, indeed. Amy waiting patiently in the shadows, like a goblin. No, do you know what? So far, this is going really well for AKUNAMATATA. Only 2 rounds in, but I would say that is fair going. And again, I just want to emphasize, we did say, Cinnamon, really good player, Smurfette, really good player. Smurfette did a good job there of trying to clean up those attackers and, go for the eventual defuse, but unfortunately, couldn't quite find any of the rest of the players towards the end and just got caught slightly off guard by Amy. But I don't think that was an admirable attempt at bringing it back, to be honest. Excuse the pun.
We'll see how many more puns we can fit in as Project X, they are not messing around here. They're going to be coming and charging out. We know that they've got less equipment by a long way, but that's not stopped them from grabbing hold of a trade kill.
No, certainly not. And I mean, it's interesting because I think Project X actually today, their first match was actually a bye. So this is technically their first match of the day. And, you know, so far, Spike's gone down 3 times in a row. So, you know, a little bit, maybe they're just feeling a little bit rusty with it. Cinnamon's going to take a pick there, though, and, you know, Glance is going to take down Xylene, but it's immediately traded back as Cinnamon falls to Kira. Are they going to be able to go for the
Reimer
Well,
gets
no.
their own triple kill. Apparently, it's all about the Jets here today.
I genuinely, I think, yes, as I say, these roster changes, I'm wondering how much of an impact that's actually had on it.
Yeah, well, it's working out pretty well. I mean, Reimer 5 kills now has the most in the game, actually outperforming Smurfette, who, as we've seen, you know, has died 3 times already, of course, with those 3 lost rounds. Coming into this round, though, with Project X, they are coming in fully equipped. They are not going to back down. This should, for their sake, be the turning point.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I think May's been, so far, a pretty decent pickup as well. You know, obviously swapping out Mitsu for Melee. But, yeah, up there in the kind of mid-table for their scoreboard. But, ooh, a little bit of a standoff there. I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? Because, you know, we have hyped up Project X a lot. So far, it's more how reactive they're being, I think, that is hindering them slightly at times. But Smurfette is going to find a nice little pick there, and Kim's going to follow it up as well by taking down Reyna. So, you know, oh, well, one attacker is now remaining. Kira on that Reyna, and Smurfette is going to say a good night. No more rounds for you, AKUNAMATATA. That is Project X getting their first round on the table.
Oh my gosh, so apparently it seemed like Smurfette offended by the idea they could be outperformed in this game. Said, alright, triple kill's not good enough, I guess I'll go for a quadra. Don't make me pull out the penta, because I will.
I respect it. But no, this is that was, you know, maybe this is where the Weetabix finally kicks in, the porridge finally kicks in, you know?
Oh,
takes a bit of time. Takes a bit of time for it to settle, you know? And then eventually you find a way, you pop off.
Alright, so yeah, Project X with a clean ace off the last round, of course, means they come in with all of their equipment intact and get to build up their bank balance a little bit that was suffering from before. AKUNAMATATA, they started off well, but they've already dropped a member before the first real engage, and the second as well. Project X seem to be coming to life.
Absolutely. I mean, again, it's difficult because what I've noticed, okay, obviously this is only the second round at time. We're going to see a cheeky res there as Amy is going to get picked up by Xylene, but, you know, when they start to see their players drop, it's like a little bit, you see it get a little bit chaotic on the side of AKUNAMATATA. They can't react as, you know,
that's done.
As fluidly, and there we go, Cinnamon is going to shut down Rima as well. How do you like them apples?
Yeah, this is certainly turning sour pretty fast for AKUNAMATATA. I think, as you said before, Project X, they've got the experience as a squad, as a 5. I think that's what's coming to bear here, is they're not crumbling under this early rounds being lost, but instead are getting stronger.
And Cinnamon has most certainly woken up now, and there's a second one for her. Can she get this trade, though? She needs to take down Xylene. I think Xylene is actually unaware of the positioning of Cinnamon. Left. Oh, wait, no, I think she actually feels that she might be getting pushed up upon Cinnamon. It looks like she's going to take a bit of a tactical timeout. And I suppose this is the moment where Project X, do they rush her and try and get the kill? Yes, they do. There is Cinnamon. Cinnamon, the kill goblin that she is being this match. Oh my goodness. There we go.
Well, they've certainly managed to match up to the performance of Smurfette. It seems like Project X now recovering themselves with huge bank balances as well. Seem to be competing with each other as much as they are with AKUNAMATATA to try and make the biggest impact early.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, it's kind of this idea as well that, you know, Smurfette and Cinnamon, between the two of them, we're just about to get to the halfway mark of this half, and you know, 1.6, 1.2 kills per round. And they're doing the work. And
Oh my
even
God.
more work is being done. Cinnamon finally set down after that cheeky 3K, and poor Eileen again, she's in a 1vx situation, ultimately taken out by Smurfette. If Cinnamon's not there, there is the Smurfette. If Smurfette's not there, there is Cinnamon.
Good grief, we can see Smurfette nearly 8k in the bank right now. This is truly an overwhelming lead. AKUNAMATATA, they have got enough saved up to be able to acquit themselves coming into this round, so maybe, just maybe, with 3 rounds apiece, this is a chance for AKUNAMATATA to shock us once again.
I'm just curious, really, what AKUNAMATATA could do right now to kind of try and pull it back, because again, it's kind of the cracks are starting to come through a little bit. And again, it's a shame, really, because they did so well the first 3 rounds, and now they've, you know, Project X have evened it out again, and it's almost like they've become a bit more passive than they were being.
No, I agree. It's but AKUNAMATATA, they have actually managed to draw even this round with the res being burnt as well. So Project X, maybe, I don't know, Grace, I don't know if this is the case, but certainly Project X would be very much justified in coming to this first game, thinking this was pretty much a done deal. Perhaps a little less so now.
I mean, again, I feel like there's no surprise in me whatsoever that Project X have suddenly, you know, warmed up, woken up, and they are being, you know, severely strong. But I do love the underdog story, and I do hope AKUNAMATATA can keep pulling rounds in their favour.
So Killjoy's not going to catch up though. Smurfette is dropped, but here it comes to get up into safety. And oh my lord, Project X, when they go for the finish there, they do it extremely quickly.
They do, yeah. And again, they've just overtaken AKUNAMATATA, and you know what though? I think they'll be fine. I think AKUNAMATATA, even if they you know, don't win this first map, is, as I say, the second one, it feels like they might have a little summit up their sleeve, and I could just start quoting the lyrics to AKUNAMATATA to you, but I Google them. I googled them just for you. I hope you appreciate that.
I do. I hope you sneak them in ways that only people who are really paying attention would make sense. That's the secret sauce. I mean, for AKUNAMATATA, they're certainly going to need a fight song at this point. They've got no money left. They've got no guns left either. It feels like they're at least going to give across a few more rounds before they can really get back into a position where they can start fighting back.
Yeah, well, how can you fight back when Smurfette's gonna get a pick like that? This is excellent. This is what I want to see. Push together. Push as the group. This is their best bet here. But Roxy is actually going to be ready and waiting to shut down Rima. She's also going to shut it down. Wow. Kira and Amy as well. That was a ratty angle. Not gonna lie. That was a bloody ratty angle. But we appreciate it.
You hate to see it when someone's like, okay, first one for the group, first one for the door gets killed by someone to the side. The next person's like, don't worry, I got this. And the second person goes through, dies exactly the same way. The third person surely has to be at that point like, maybe this was a mistake.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things, isn't it, where obviously with Valorant as well, it's hard to kind of swing out and get the pre-fire if you don't have the exact positioning, but you would assume the fallout would have come through to an extent there. And, you know, not let them get free kills. But, you know, I think what they're doing here is perfect. You know, I think their best bet comes when they do push together. Because then it's, you know, you can kind of force those, you know, 5v2 situations, and you know, even if you lose one or so players, you can still try and force the spike to be planted, which is exactly what they've done. And now it's a retake situation yet again. And if AKUNAMATATA lose this now, I will be surprised because I think genuinely this is their best shot. And well, there we are. Gans and Cinnamon are going to start this off. Rima's going to trade it out immediately though. And ooh, rushy cheeky defuse. It's a 3v3, but the defuse is happening because no one is stopping it.
Remaining.
The Killjoy does its job. It's a last-second attempt, but no, it's not quite good enough. And you're right, a big opportunity there. AKUNAMATATA, they set themselves up so well on the A site, but it's hard to deal with the Killjoy when you can't, when you have to either get off the site or you've just done.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's just like the thing is, it does baffle me sometimes when I watch these ladies play because I'm just like, teach me, please teach me. There's some of the shots they're landing, I'm just like, okay, I see you.
Yeah,
Makes me feel like I just have like no eyes.
Well, no, I think you're genuinely right. Like, it's a fundamentally different experience for all of the players here than it would be for for anybody else coming in. They generally just see things that we don't see, and that's why we tend to defer to their plays even when they don't make sense to us.
It's just, it's perfect here with the operator as well. Like, I always think it's funny with like Valorant, especially what would happen if they allowed for like, I don't know, operator bans or something like that would be interesting. Or agent bans rather than operator, sorry, siege brain.
So you really hate sniper rifles, huh?
It would be interesting to see if comp would eventually do something like that though.
I think it seems like it's happened for most other games over time, but I guess we'll have to see. So right now for AKUNAMATATA, they have got a way onto the B site. They're going to have to get past Glance, but that's it right now. They may not realize this opportunity is there for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
30 seconds left.
Is that a long flank? Oh no, it's long flank. I was like getting a little bit concerned then, and Roxy's going to pick up a second there. Can they get the plant down though? Can they get the plant down? There's members on the B site, and they definitely have the room. As long as they can deal with the Sova at the back of the site there, which, well, going to take down Rima, and there we go. Unfortunately close, but no cigar. I think the plant went down, and that's still admirable. It is just the fact that as soon as you get that plant down, as I said, earlier, you've got to be holding those angles, and you've got to be making sure that you're ready for that push from those defenders. Especially because, that was like a back push. It wasn't anything too catching you off guard, I know, it's interesting. I think, as I said, their main thing I think that would benefit them is just if they flood together, get the spike rushed, but it's that post plant sometimes that seems to be getting a bit squiffy now. But they did such a good job of it in the first 3 rounds. Pressure's on, I suppose.
Careful now.
Someone's going to pick up that first kill as every round I'm just kind of looking to see, who's going to become, go for the threat, who's going to get taken out by the Smurfette side. I mean, Cinnamon does get taken down, so Smurfette trades back across very early on.
One enemy
Going
remaining.
to push out aggressively into mid, actually missing a shot there, but Kim, as it's a flawless round for Project X, much more like what we expected coming into
in the half.
Yeah, but again, the way that they're doing so far, it's very obvious, and I hope a lot of people can see why Project X, why they won last season, but again, why they are presumably, favorites to win this season as well. They are just, as soon as they get that ball rolling, it just becomes like an avalanche, to be honest. It's not even like the snowball has become like an even bigger snowball. It's like, no, half the mountain is falling on you at this point.
Turret's destroyed.
It's got to feel that way for AKUNAMATATA, especially considering when it started. Now they're facing down the full fury of Project X. You see Glance dropping down Huntress Fury and making sure the B site is cleared out. Now AKUNAMATATA, they are desperately trying to scramble to get onto the A site, where they will have the numbers advantage. Of course, the Killjoy deployables going to make it a little awkward. Might be good. good.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, no, never mind.
Roxy with the cheeky free game at the end, shutting down any faith that we had left that AKUNAMATATA could get that in the bag. But I mean, yeah, it's starting to look a little bit risky biscuits now. It's starting to look a little bit risky biscuits. And again, I really do love the little roster change, and I think that the one thing I am curious for is, you know, if this AKUNAMATATA roster sticks, you know, going forward, how their progression is going to be. I have a good feeling about it. I can feel it in my jellies. I've got a good feeling about it. But again, it is just unfortunate that they are the first show match of the day going against Project X, who are the Cthulhu team of this tournament. They are just rising from the deep and destroying everything.
Yes, they may have been all kinds of napping in the early rounds, but certainly as we head into the second half, perhaps this can be a change of pace for AKUNAMATATA. They certainly did well on the pistol round before. This time it seems like Project X are the first ones onto the B site. They're going around as a group, and May is the first to drop.
Yep,
Yeah.
so, you know, opening pick going in favour of Project X. But
And concealment.
hopefully, you know, the little bit of the standstill we're seeing now as they swap their push. Oh, they have full site control actually, so never mind. Plant presumably can start going down now because AKUNAMATATA are absolutely stuck in the back of the map. Spike has gone down. It's now a retake situation, and look at how these ladies are positioning themselves. We're even seeing the long flank go through there towards mid, and oh, it's not looking great, is it?
No, I mean, such great map play from Project S. It feels like they completely outmaneuvered AKUNAMATATA, who were not ready for a full transition.
One enemy remaining.
And Roxy and Glance all pick up kills here as the AKUNAMATATA squad. Alright, Grace. We hoped maybe things would turn around in the second half. It seems like that's very much not going to be the case.
No, and again, I feel such sadness in my heart, genuinely, for AKUNAMATATA. And again, as I said at the start, I would have loved for them to have taken this first map, and I did feel that maybe it would be a little bit closer, but it's getting, you know, further and further towards, you know, the map being over, that I feel a little bit concerned. And if anything is to say now, I really hope that second map they do have something up their sleeve.
I'm just thinking back at this. I believe that for AKUNAMATATA they haven't won a round since that first burst of rounds to start off the game.
No, but again, it's because they had the right idea and they were coming in really strong, and then I think there were just a few rounds where, you know, Cinnamon and Smurfette would have sat there and just absolutely just landing the most disgusting of shots, and it can be a little bit grating on the mental, so you try something else, but it's like, realistically, I don't think they should have tried to switch up anything they did. I think that, you know, going for that same kind of like aggressive, okay, we just need to rush a little bit, maybe get absolute site control, get the plant down, and then hold those angles. But I mean, they weren't really being allowed to do anything else. Because when they go for these kind of split pushes, or they try and get a little bit of control map wide first, they just get taken out individually. I think this is the thing, if you can have someone there for the refrag, then like your job is like 97 times easier, even if you do die. And so, yeah, if they're splitting up too much, I think that's going to be a little bit risky biscuits, because you are going against players like Cinnamon and Smurfette, and they will just knock your head off.
At least coming into this round for AKUNAMATATA, they do have the equipment advantage. Project X keeping hold of what they've been using in the early rounds means that when it comes to a straight firefight, maybe AKUNAMATATA, if they can, you know, find an advantage fight, to come back. Hunt is good though on the B side. Project X in full control. On the side of the cover, cleaning up. They do get a couple of kills back in, but it's a short-lived visit to perhaps the victory cabinet. 2 kills for 5 onto match point already. Project X, apparently they've got places to be.
I mean, this is it, isn't it? Like, again, as we've mentioned before, ladies and gentlemen, they are a team who won last season, and it was 2-0 every single time. They were taking every single map that they went on last season. I really want to emphasize that point and underline it several times with red pen for you all right now. Like, they are disgusting. They are, like, such a disgusting team. And I think, again, you know, it's always good experience, ideally, to go against a team like Project X. You're going to get, you know, thrown out about a bit, but you don't get better with just winning all the time, really, do you?
Down B.
Okay, wait a second, Reba. It's apparently not totally done here. Chose the very last moment to come online. So it's 4 versus 2. Project X, could they have that incredible streak of games broken here? Him firing down into the darkness does manage to still pick up the kill. Now it's 2v2.
Yeah, and 2v2, and, you know, Spike still has to go down about 50 or so seconds on the clock, so it's not too bad. Still a lot of time to work with for the attackers. You know, they just have to be a bit patient here. But we do see this long flank kind of coming through, which this is where it could get a little bit risky biscuits.
Oh yes, and I do apologise, I can't even count. It's 3 versus 2 in the front of Project X. I was trying to test to see if, obviously, you know,
if my maths were working.
30 seconds left.
I know, we've already established that.
Not again.
I know, it's all part of the plan. Reba gets kill number 4. The AKUNAMATATA, they get the win. They've waited to the last possible second to come back in this game.
No, good job there. Good job indeed. And again, that's gonna raise the spirits a little bit in the old Discord, in the old TeamSpeak, whatever they're using. It's gonna raise the spirits up, keep those vibes high, and again, you know, it's just being reactive to whatever Project X are bringing to the table. But Project X, they are a team that can easily do a spirit push. And they can. It's difficult because, again, I don't want to sound like I'm kind of like, you know, being a massive Project X fangirl, but they are just built different. Simply put, they are just so fluid with everything they do, and certainly, you know, make it look easy. But Amy is going to get the opening pick for the side of AKUNAMATATA this time, and off to a good start, really, because again, there's a bit of a standstill here, They do have a majority of the control. Cinnamon is going to take down Amy. There's Eileen and Rima are going to immediately trade that back. How would you like them apples?
Apparently, it looks like AKUNAMATATA are not quite done here as of yet. You're saying, you know, it's still very likely that Project X take this particular game, but if you're going to lose, at least make sure you're going to lose on the back of several surprising wins. Him up the top. It's going to be, well, AKUNAMATATA. They're still in the play.
And, you know, I'm happy about that. I am happy about that. Again, I love to see the underdog do well. And it's like, the pressure is on so much right now. So much. Project X are in a really, really comfortable position. You know, just have to snuffle up one more round. And it's this idea that if you're in those, like, situations as AKUNAMATATA are, your heart's pretty much coming out of your chest at this point, isn't it?
I mean, that's the kind of, you know, the concern, isn't it? When you're, you know, when you're a team that, you know, you found your way back into this game. How much of your team's energy do you expend on a situation where you're this far behind, and any slip at all means that you're done?
But again, if they do drag it back to, you know, even, then
Spike down B.
I'll be on the edge of my chair. So many things can happen, but the plant is going down. Tim has planted that spike very firmly upon the B side, and now it is a retake situation. It is a 4v4 though.
AKUNAMATATA, they're waiting for the perfect moment to strike. There will be quite a lot of coverage on the site. Nice use of the wall to block off. Go around the corner, gets the first kill, but can't quite get the second. Project X down to 2 members. It's gonna be 2 versus 1. Smurfette is barely alive and drops. AKUNAMATATA in time for the defuse as well. Keep on defying our expectations.
It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's our problem-free philosophy. Akuna Matata.
Oh, really?
You're welcome.
I feel enlightened.
You are so welcome.
I'm on the hype train now. Akuna Matata. These are some wonderful plays.
But I was a young warthog. Sorry, I'll stop that.
I mean, if there's a time in our casting career to be making these jokes, it's right here and now. As Akuna Matata, they've made us believers. Maybe we shouldn't be believing them, but right now I think both of us are.
I believe, as I say, I love the underdog story. If they can pull it back, if they can keep going, if they can keep fighting by the skin of their teeth, that is going to be an incredible, incredible opening match for us today, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be, one would say, poggies.
One might say.
One might say it would be poggies.
As my parents were fond of saying, that's absolutely pog sauce.
But no, we're seeing a lot of patience come through here by Project X. You know, as I say, they know they are still at that advantage. They can take all the time in the world. They are the more experienced roster as a whole. And they can just, you know, slow and steady wins the race, as the fables say. At the same time, Akuna Matata, no worries for the rest of your days. They are pulling up a fight now. They know that the pressure is on, and they are dealing so well with this pressure.
And you have to wonder at what point in this game, you know, how many rounds is it going to take until Project X starts to doubt themselves? But does get the first kill though. Maybe the dream is over. Amy will drop down the killjoy, and the wall there to protect it as well. But I think he's going to be going through anyway. Matata is 4 versus 3. The spike is on the site. Retake needs to happen. Kim drops. So it takes down to 3 members. Here is off the field though. Smurfette hiding down in hell. This seems like one hell of an ask here. Maybe he does get red smoke, but it's going to be an even trade down to just Rima left standing, but they drop the dream of a first game victory against Project X is over. The great